how would they be showing up? What are some of the things they'd be saying in my own mind? How would they be dressing? How would they be treating their body, their friends, their family? Because true alignment is what happens when you embody this in private when no one's looking. So that when you are out in front of people, maybe on a stage, or as I like to call them, the stages of life, stages are everywhere, that you are showing up authentically. And it's a responsibility I like to kind of frame in this way, that I can because you did. And you did. And you did. And you can because I did. Meaning we have this responsibility to ourselves first. We cannot go on to teach or exemplify anything to anyone else that we are not actively living ourselves. That is where true alignment comes from. And that is what this releasing the pressure is all about. So often we have these things we want to pursue. Perhaps we see someone doing the thing we want to do. People come to me and say, I want to speak on stage. How do I do that? And I say, not how. Who? Who do you got to be in private when no one's looking so that you can stand on that stage with such conviction with the words you're saying, knowing they have power? I like to guide my clients through this process of coming up with their own iconic name. Because I tell you, you just sit up a little bit taller. Has anyone ever been schooled by Mel Robbins on national television? I got an opportunity to go be on the Mel Robbins show. And I went in there a little cocky. A little cocky. She says, we'd like to come bring you on regarding this story around forgiveness. And I thought, oh, I got it. I've been doing all the therapy. I've been doing all the things. Like, I'm your girl. And then I got on camera, on stage. There's Mel. I'm so excited, tingling in my belly, so pumped about this. And she sits me down, and she opens up the conversation. And so any of you that have been on that national television with Mel, any of you start word vomiting uncontrollably? Just me? Just me? So she opens this conversation and it's like, blah, just can't stop talking about how it's all his fault. His being my then husband at the time, who was with me at the scene of that accident. And that accident occurred because he had actually gone up ahead on his own four-wheeler to make sure that the coast was clear on the road we were on. The other friend that we were with got to this little top of the mound, calling me and the other friend up, saying, you're good, it's clear. And when we went up and around, there's my boyfriend coming down to come let me know that it's safe. Seeing him, I panicked. I was very inexperienced on these machines. So my instinct was, get off the trail. And I jerked those handlebars to the right, not seeing the ditch that was right in front of me, and my front wheels started flipping. I can still taste the dirt. I can still hear the crunching of metal and bone as this machine landed on me multiple times. And I can still hear the screech of this man's scream as he came running up to me, terrified of the sight he had just seen unfold. And what happens when we go through something traumatic? It's human nature to want to have something to blame. We could blame ourselves, another person, circumstances, God. There's a lot of things we can blame. For me, I blamed this boyfriend. And even though I never said it, anytime something went wrong having to do with my disability or my wheelchair, I'd flip out of it, or something would happen with my anything that would go wrong in my head, I'd say, if you hadn't put me in this chair. And when I said showing up authentically, so we can embody it in real life, there was a huge disconnect. And so as soon as Mel opened this conversation, I just started spewing all this blame. It's his fault, his fault, his fault. Everything's now his fault. I needed someone to blame. When I finally came back up for air, there's Mel Robbins' face with such pity and sadness. And she says, "You're still in the ditch." "Yeah, but he put me here," feeling all self-righteous. Now you're going to want to know this next moment. You're going to want to sear this line into your brain, because this radically changed my life. She said, "I don't care who put you there. It's your job to get yourself out." Ow, and thanks. Thank you. Coming off stage, my mom had come along for this one. She needed someone to blame too. So we had a whole blame train going on. Came off stage, my mom's like, "Oh, we never liked Mel anyways." I said, "No, we actually really did like Mel, Mom. Like, this was very important," right? So this is something a mom would say, right? "Oh, that's okay." Like, no, actually, that's exactly what I needed to hear. That's when I really started getting things into alignment. Knowing that it was my responsibility. If I ever wanted to drop this blame, if I wanted to experience healing, if I wanted to do this life differently, if I truly wanted to be happy, I better start living ready for the life that I want. Because we do not get what we want, we actually get what we anticipate. I got a I love those right? Those you can't fake. Yes, we can say over and over, "I want this, I want this, I want this." But until we are truly ready in our gut, that we are ready for it, we are ready to receive it, it's going to pass someone else. We're going to lose it.